everybody, it's a new year, so I thought I would do a new doll room tour because a lot of things have changed since the last time I did a doll room tour for you guys. And I also want to talk about my doll plans for 2019. But we'll start with the tour and I'll kind of intersperse some of my plans there. So since the last time, I've added some things, particularly in this corner, because I'm having to maximize all my space. So first of all, I have this lovely pin banner where I'm collecting all my pins, and most of them are doll related, but not all of them are. So when I go places, you know, I like to grab pins so you can see some of my Disney pins and things like that. And then I have this jewelry organizer hanging on this is just one of those command hooks, and it has mostly shoes and small accessories. So I have some headbands, lots of shoes, a few tiny outfits are in here, some hands, extra hands for my little Mellow. So I keep a lot of the small accessories that are easier to lose in there. Then on the back of the door, I have my wig organizer, which is a shoe organizer from Target. So I have my wigs arranged by size and color. I don't have them all totally done by color very well, but so I have my smaller wigs and they go up to my larger wigs, and then sort of in the bottom I just kind of put stuff that doesn't exactly have a home yet. So here on this shelf, now this is a cabinet from American Girl that holds doll clothes, and somebody asked me one time to do a video to show how I organize my doll clothes. If I open this thing up, the clothes would come falling out on the floor. So that's a goal for 2019, is to get my collection more organized and to get rid of stuff that I'm not using anymore, because I do have a lot of stuff that I'm not using. So like I said, these are my Kim Arnold dolls, and this is my Toby Froud guy there. So I have them displayed here. And then on these cabinets I have some BJDs, and then I have this guy from Barrett Dodds. I bought him at the Renaissance Festival. So all of these dolls I bought at shows. So those are all show dolls. And then in the middle I've got, you know, a whole variety of dolls here. All my Nikki Britt Big Kids are here. My Doll Essence dolls from Tatiana are here. And then over on the third column I have my Tonners at the top. So those are my Elowen and Rufus and Prudence. Then on the next shelf I have my Mamoni dolls. Those are the MSD size. And Newt, I don't have a really great home for him yet, so I just stuck him there with the ladies. I think he kind of likes it. I think he's fine with that. And then the bottom shelf I have my Attilia Mamoni Nina 2 dolls. And then I've got this shelf here where I've got all my Nikki Britt USDs. So there they are. And that's a good home for them. Then in this corner I have my Disney plushes, and I have this cabinet that holds doll clothes and doll accessories. Again, it is not very organized and I need to work on getting that organized. So next are my doll cabinets, and so we'll start at the very top of the doll cabinets. Up there is where I keep a lot of my 90s dolls and my Disney animator dolls, and then various other Disney dolls. So on the far right you'll see one of the Attractionistas named Gracie, and I haven't opened her yet, but I need to. At some point I'm going to open that doll. Beside her is the Little Mermaid. You can't see her because of Mulder and Scully there, but behind her is Ariel. She is from the Broadway play of Ariel, or the Broadway musical, whatever you would call it. So I bought her there at the show. And then coming down, I have cabinets. These cabinets are full of my vinyl and resin dolls. So in the first cabinet, I have some of my Cupid dolls. And then I have my Shirley Temple doll, which is a Shirley Temple composition doll that's older. I've got my Patience, a lot of my Chrissies, if I didn't already say that. On the second shelf, I have all of my Engel Disney dolls from the Engel Pup Company, back when they were doing dolls at Epcot. And I'm going to open these doors just so you guys can see a little bit better. So there they are in the back. I've got Mulan, Alice, the girl dressed like Minnie, Cinderella, Belle, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Tinkerbell. And then on the bottom shelf, or on the next shelf, I have another version of Sleeping Beauty. So I have the blue and pink versions of Sleeping Beauty. So back to the second shelf, I've got my Blythe here, my Pigeon doll, some other resins, Birdie and Creedy's, and then my Neferkane doll. And then on the next shelf down, I have more of my vinyl dolls. Some of these are Spanish vinyl dolls, and then I have my Mexican vinyl dolls. And then I've got a lot of my fashion dolls, like my fashion play dolls that when I go to the store and I see them and can't resist them, that's where they wind up. And then on the very bottom shelf, I've got my Little Miss Makeups, and I've got a couple of singing Disney dolls, BFC Inc., a Gott's doll, and a couple of Cathy de Bellas from France. And then moving over to the next cabinet, and one thing, these cabinets are from Ikea. This is the newer cabinet, and you can see the doors shut really well. These are the two older cabinets, and the doors are kind of wonky. I think Ikea redesigned the doors. They probably got a lot of complaints because they don't shut very well. So I'll go quickly through these. On the top, I've got most of my Chrissy collection, including some international Chrissies. I've got some Korean dolls here. This wedding dress for Chrissy is one my great-grandma made. These are my childhood American Girls here, with the exception of Elizabeth. I got her later, but the rest of them are all from my childhood. A couple of Welly Wishers, some not Kids and Cats, some Cruiselings, some Harry Potter Tonner dolls. And then the next two shelves down are my Nancy collection. I've got one Pal Lorena doll there, and all my Nancys are between those two shelves. So that's where I house those girls, and you can see I've got as many as I can handle. I bought this new girl in Portugal, and I need to get in there and do some rearranging so I can get her fit in the display nicely. Alright, and let's move to the last cabinet. And on the last cabinet, I kind of have a mix match of things. At the top, I have a few Chrissies, most of my Juanita Perez dolls from Mexico. I've got some Korean blings at the bottom, a German doll. On the second shelf, I've got my newer American Girls that I bought as an adult, or that were gifted to me as an adult. My Cherry Mary Muffin dolls, and a Christy doll. This doll is from Cuba. My brother-in-law got her for me while he was in Cuba, so I thought that was really cool. The next shelf down is, again, most of that is my Heart for Hearts dolls, which they're great dolls. They have them on Amazon. They're not very expensive, and they're gorgeous. And then I have a Spanish doll, Porcelain Cupid, my Pet Pal Skippers, and this doll that is in rough shape belonged to my great aunt. I think that's right. In the bottom shelf, I've got some of my taller vinyls. Maru's there, my Zwergnazi doll, my Anita Perez, both of my Anita Perez dolls, which are taller dolls. These two dolls are Iranian dolls. They're Iranian play dolls. And these are the newer Nancy's. So these faces are the newer Nancy Famosa dolls from Spain. Alright, so coming up and looking in the corner here, I've got all my Plush, which you can see that's a mess. So I need to go through that and sort of work on it, right? And then here I have my Patusa home. So this is where my Patusas live, and also Nina One stays here, and this is where they are set up permanently. Then up here on this shelf on the top, I have my Mackie Barbies, which I love them. Eventually I'd love to complete that collection and get all of them, but it's just not something, I haven't really done that yet. And then I have my little darlings are here, and my Adamaru dolls are up there, plus my Bonica doll from Modern Doll, plus the little sister doll, which is the Kids and Cats doll that is shrunk down in size. And then I've got my sewing machine, which I rarely ever use, but I do have it. Gollum, of course, no No room is complete without that guy. Then my Popovi Landy is here. I've got to find her also a permanent home, I think. I'd like to get her a nicer chair and find a good place to sit her. I keep all my Funko Pops in the window, so that's sort of where I keep them, because as you can see, there's not a lot of other places for them. And then I do have to work from home from time to time, so I've got my workstation here, and then over to the right I've got my desk, which is, I've got some of my doll clothing here on this rack, and then I've got a ton of knickknacks on this ledge shelf. I have another ledge shelf that's sitting in the corner waiting to be put up so that I can have more of this. And then I want to hang all of my, I want to get frames for some of this artwork and hang everything up. In the closet, you'll see I have a TV set up. I've got some stuff kind of in there right now, but I like to play Nintendo from time to time, like the old Nintendo, so I do that. And then the last thing is my tiny house. So this is where all my tinies live. So up here you'll see this room. This room is the neatest room in the tiny house. It's the cleanest and neatest. And then I've got these two are waiting. This is the doll I want, an L doll, the Dolce Bella doll, and I need to get her some eyes. And then Olivia's out getting her face redone. And then on the bottom shelf I've got my Meadow Twinkle and my Mui Chan and a Nikki Britt fawn back there. So that's all the stuff that's there. Now, when you see this video, you're probably thinking, like, how could she possibly fit any more dolls in this room? I know, believe me. So one of my plans for 2019 are I am going to try to get rid of some dolls. I'm going to try to purge several dolls. I've already got a lot in mind, things that I don't sort of play with a lot anymore. And then, as I've said before in other videos, my husband and I have made a goal and I made a commitment not to spend money on things that are not necessities, which dolls of course are not a necessity, which you could kind of argue that, but so in order to buy new dolls I have to sell dolls to do it first. Now I have already ordered several dolls last year, so the dolls I have ordered that will be coming in, I've got a Doll Essence Adra coming, I've got a Popovi Magpie coming, so I had her painted by the sister, so it could be quite a bit before she shows up. And is that it? I've got a little darling doll that I ordered 2 years ago that should be coming in sometime this year, I've been told. And then we're going to Japan in April. And so we had already planned this trip to Japan, and I told my husband, and we're in agreement that we're going to kind of ignore the rule while we're in Japan because we had already planned that ahead of time. So I am planning to visit the Smart Doll store and to visit the A-Zone store and pick some stuff up there, and we're going to Tokyo Disneyland, so I feel sure I'm going to buy some little dolls there because I've seen some Small World dolls that they have that are really cool. Going to Austin BJDC. I don't know that I'll buy anything there, but I just want to go and see what it's like because I've never been to that show. And then I'm going to Modern Doll, which I have already ordered the event doll for that. So I'm going to have to sell a couple dolls though to go to the other events. So I want to go to the Little Darling event. I want to go to the Pigeon event. So I'll have to do that. And then I think that's it. Yes, so those are my doll plans for 2019. So if you see me getting new dolls, that means I'm probably, or I've definitely had to sell something unless it's one of those dolls that I've already mentioned there. So that's my doll plan for 2019. And like I said, it's going to hopefully be easy to get rid of some stuff because I don't have space to bring new stuff in if I don't get rid of some old stuff. And it's not that I don't love everything that I have, because I do, but you know, space is an issue. So that's just sort of the way that goes. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or if you want to see anything that I've shown you more up close, just let me know. I'll be happy to do that. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.